Hi Big Tractor Power fans, this video comes to you from Western Kentucky, where a farm is using its fleet of equipment to apply chicken litter to 6,000 acres of ground as a natural fertilizer for the upcoming corn crop. We'll see 3 tractors ranging from 345 to 570 horsepower operating large spreaders, as well as big loaders moving the product. And at the end, we'll see a 620 horsepower tractor working with a chisel plow to incorporate it. So let's out to the field so that you can see and hear all this action. That the John Deere H480 loader has a really good reach to get up over the top of the Mack trailer. This farm utilizes 3 big spreaders to move the chicken litter out to the fields. In order to keep the tractors and spreaders on the move constantly, the farm uses a 352 horsepower Volvo L220E wheel loader equipped with a 15-yard bucket and fitted with Firestone 76 by 50 32 tires. This large loader will fill the spreaders up in just a few scoops. The flagship spreader in this farming operation is a Bunning Lowlander wide-body Model 350 tri-axle vertical beater spreader that carries 42 tons of material and is set to spread 60 feet wide. It is being operated by a 570 horsepower John Deere 9570R articulated four-wheel drive tractor. This triaxle spreader with its 42 tons will cover around 9 acres per pass before it heads back to the loading site to be filled again. The second spreader being used is a 30-foot Chandler chicken litter spreader that holds 25 tons. The spreader has an application spread of 30 feet and is being operated by a 370 horsepower John Deere 8370R fixed frame tractor. The third spreader being used on this farm is a 24-foot long Chandler litter spreader that carries 20 tons of material and has a 30-foot wide spreading pattern. It's being operated by a 345 horsepower John Deere 8345R fixed frame tractor. The farm uses a chisel plow to incorporate the chicken litter once it's been spread. This helps accomplish 3 goals for the farm. The first is to mix the chicken litter into the soil and build organic material with nutrients that will help the corn crop grow. The second thing the chisel plow does is it breaks up compaction. This field was planted in winter wheat and harvested in June, and then a second crop of soybeans was no-tilled into the wheat stubble and harvested in October. That's a lot of back and forth traffic from harvesters and grain carts, and this turbo chisel works 12 inches down in the ground, fracturing any compaction that would limit the root growth of the new corn crop. The third goal is to reduce the pungent odor left by the spreading in the air by burying the chicken litter. The farm utilizes 2 620 engine horsepower tractors and 23-foot Great Plains turbo chisels. Here we can see one of the John Deere 9620R tractors equipped with triple tires, which reduce compaction and improve the ride of the tractor with better flotation across the field. It's operating a 23-foot wide Great Plains TC 5300 turbo chisel. To help speed up the turns, this tractor skips every other pass as it's plowing, so we can see it looping back in here as it turns around. And as it works its way back down the field, we can see the stripe pattern that it's created using that John Deere Green Star GPS. I hope that you've enjoyed spending some time out in the field with these large John Deere tractors and the spreading equipment. I would like to hear in the comment section below this video if you use manure or litter as a fertilizer on your farm. Tell me about the spreading machinery that you use and the tractors that operate it. If you have appreciated this presentation, I hope that you'll consider subscribing to Big Tractor Power YouTube, where there's over 3,000 videos of farm machines in action. As always, thank you for watching.